Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. You know that stereotype about Native Americans and alcohol? Yeah. Don't say what? What I just said? Still rolling.
This is Behind the Crowd Work. I'm Nimesh Patel. I've been doing stand-up on the road for 3 years now, and I've encountered a lot of crazy audience members. I've been fortunate enough to capture some of those clips that have gone mega viral, and in this series, we'll talk to some of the people involved and go behind the crowd work. This clip is probably one of my first viral clips, and I think it's because a lot of Native Americans got pissed at what I said in the clip, and to David, to the heckler, and a lot of natives were like, yo, fuck yeah, dude, thank you for talking about, thank you for having a good time with us and enjoying themselves. And at the end of this clip, I interview David, and we find out if the natives still hate me, why he was so drunk, and what the fuck to do with this medallion he gave me at the end of the show.
TikTok is this application, it's a phone app where you can put up stand-up and all this kind of other goofy people dance on it. I've yet to dance on it, but I've been putting up a lot of stand-up on it.
So I'm talking to some old lady in the crowd, explaining to her what TikTok is.
What's beautiful
Tacoma,
about it is that
in Seattle, Washington, or outside of Seattle, Washington. It's a sister city.
There's a giant Native American man back there.
And I point out my future heckler, David. Now, David had introduced himself while I was waiting to go on stage. He was trashed, and I was waiting to go on stage right outside the green room. And outside the green room is a bunch of seats. And he sees me waiting. He comes up and he's like, on behalf of the natives, I just want to say, I fucking love you. And I was like, man, you also love tequila, because I can smell it. But he was very generous with his words and kindness. And I'm talking to people how TikTok brings so many different people together. There's an old white lady in the crowd and a giant Native American man in the crowd who probably on the streets would be like, this bitch took my land, you know? But they're there over the love of my stand-up.
There's a David something.
Introduce himself, David Bareshield.
He's got the bear part quite right, this motherfucker. But otherwise, don't say what out loud. That must be some Native American language. Some weird cryptic talk.
And I begin roasting him lightly, making fun of his Native Americanness.
I've only met one Native American in my whole life, besides you. It was in Winnipeg, Canada, which is like the whitest place I've ever been. And I saw another brown person.
Now I go into a classic Native American joke that I have.
Yo, just in case some shit goes down, I got your back, you got mine, you know. Fuck. And I was like, are you Latino or something? He goes, nah, man, I'm First Nation. I was like, is that some kind of Mexican gang or what?
Guess everybody. Is that some kind of Mexican gang? David's laughing, and now he's complaining.
Man, I'm Native American. I was like, oh, you're Indian? Me too. Let's have a drink. He didn't. He did not like that. Thank you, brother.
And now he's drunk, and he exclaims,
calm down. We're not trying to make a security rain dance happen right now. We're just going to relax. Hold on. David. Mr. Bareshield.
I felt like I had license to make fun of his Native Americanness because he was so happy to be there and kept being like, I fucking love you, dog.
Calm down.
But he was also like rudely interrupting the show.
You're trying.
He was too drunk to be cognizant of.
It's horrible in Tacoma? That's what he said. That's what I said he said, right? Okay.
He was rudely interrupting, but it's hard when you're a comic to like tell someone to shut the fuck up when they're being so nice, but you know that they're drunk. So you need to be like, hey, you need to manage that relationship that exists because they love you, they're trashed, they have no idea what they're doing, but you don't want to be mean to them. But I'm throwing little jabs like, hey, relax. He was the quintessential drunk loving heckler, and he was also Native American. And when you give someone that kind of information, I took license to poke fun at the bear, you know. It was a perfect storm, like someone had just done a rain dance and had summoned the powers of Native American drunk at this show.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You know
I love you, brother,
stereotype
he
about
says.
Native Americans and alcohol? Yeah. Don't say what? What I just said?
And now, here I say, you know that stereotype about Native Americans and alcohol? And I don't finish the thought, because the thought is, well, here it is. Because people in the crowd are like, now they're tensing up. Because like, oh, is he gonna make the obvious joke about Native Americans and alcohol? And some women are like, and some dudes are like, don't say it. And David,
I'm not holding it against fucking Native Americans. David, just relax.
he says, tear it up,
Calm
baby.
down. Everything's gonna be fine. Do you know this one?
It was tense.
That's like the mama bear of Bareshield.
He had other Native Americans in the crowd
She sees the
defending
cub in
him,
distress. You're like, oh shit.
which is surprising. Tacoma is full of Native Americans. I came to find this out because people are throwing
As I was
darts and
saying
shit.
about Hinduism. What was I saying? I finally did not understand you. I was like, okay, the alcohol hasn't fully hit him, but now it's fucking out.
And he did let the alcohol did at some
David,
point
just
become a
calm
problem.
down, man.
He yelled something out that I did not understand. And I said, David, I finally did not understand you. The alcohol has finally hit. And I dissed him a little bit more. And he said, I'm just trying to help you out. I took that personally. You're not going to help me out. I got the situation. I'm helping you out, David. Okay? Now it's time for you to calm the fuck down and let me resume bombing with my Hinduism material as opposed to talking to you and upsetting other members of the crowd.
Look, you've been nice this whole time. I don't want you to be removed. And I don't want the land that you're sitting on taken away from you again.
This was the jugular blow.
Calm down, man. It's going to be fine.
I said to him, calm down, David. I don't want the land that you're sitting on to be taken away from you again. And the crowd erupted in laughter, and he admitted defeat. He said, God damn it.
That was a good one, right? That was pretty good. Fucking felt pretty good.
I was pretty proud of myself for that one.
No, you're nice. You're just drunk. That's all it is. Well, then you got a problem.
I said, you're nice. You're just drunk. And he said, no, I'm not. Okay, David.
You sound like a 21-year-old white lady right now. No, I'm not drunk.
Oh man, that was fun reliving that moment. It was a tense time because he was so nice, and I feel like some of the crowd was on his side once I went racial with it, but that's because they're all soft and white, you know, and they were feeling the same things, but they didn't want to be able to say it, and I took license with it. And a lot of people got upset with me when I posted that clip. Some natives were fucking dying, and some natives were mean and rude and, you know, upset by it. But I saw him in the bathroom after the show because unfortunately the green room did not have its own bathroom. So I was in the bathroom and he was like, hey man, that was a great show. Thank you very much. I just want you to know the natives love you. And on behalf of the natives, I want to give you this. I don't know what it is. Some kind of Native American apology medallion made from 100% beads from Michael's. It's really fresh, and I use this now. I'm not sure what the real intent is, but I use it, and my wife and I role play. I'm Pocahontas, she's John Smith. Certified Native American fresh, right here. From one Indian brother to another. I do gamble with it. We're going to talk to David Bareshield because the clip that I got with him, the crowd work clip that I got with him was one of the first like mega viral clips. Got like 5 million views when I first posted it. And ultimately our interaction turned into one of my even more viral clips, Larry Bareshield, the clip being "Take shots and be racist," where I have a 2-3 minute encounter with a Native American man, and we just say racist things to each other about being Indian people. His kind of Indian, my kind of Indian. And man, when I tell you, that was one of my favorite bits to write, because I just got to be racist towards Indian people and Indian people. And I want to thank David Bareshield for inspiring that bit. I hope he knows that that bit was inspired by him. And I want to see what he's been up to. And I want to find out if the natives are mad at me, so I can do whatever hocus pocus dance I can do to lift the curse, if there is one. If not, maybe get some more magical powers. This has guided me really well. How's everything?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thanks for taking the time. It's been a long time since we connected, since you gave me this beautiful little medallion. I still got it.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate you taking that time out of your undoubtedly busy schedule. I'm not sure if you remember our interaction in Tacoma, Washington in September of 2021.
Oh, yes. How could I forget?
It was a great time. Do you remember how you came to the show? How you heard about me, all that?
Well, I had been working with some of our native comedians, different places and different areas, and I was working with one of the tribes there in Tacoma, and I just had been watching you on a few of your stuff on Instagram and started following you, and I just couldn't believe you were there that night, and that's how it all just came about. It just all unfolded. I was there, just finished work, and then I wanted to come and give you a gift from Indian country.
Oh, you were looking for one type of Indian comedian. You ran upon another kind of Indian comedian.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I'm glad you were able to do that. I got a few questions. One,
Okay.
what are we drinking today? Anything?
Nothing today. Some coffee and some sweet tea.
Hell yeah. I guess it's a little too early.
If it was a little bit later, probably something different.
I posted, I'm not sure if you remember the clip or our interaction in general, but people got very mad at what I said, because I was making fun of you for drinking. We had talked before I went on stage, because you were sitting right outside of the green room.
Yeah.
And I knew you were a little loose from our interaction then. And then I think, I forget at what moment in the set, but we're maybe like 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in. And then you said, I made fun of you because I was so astounded by the fact that there was all white women in the crowd that had come off of TikTok, and you had presumably come off of TikTok. And I said, there's a big Native American man on that corner. And then that got you going. I'm not sure if you remember that interaction.
Oh, yes. It was a crazy thing, because I just was like, by that time, it was just the classic Native American, just the laughing and the crazy shit by that time. It was just very clear that because the jokes were not offensive to me whatsoever. And
No.
it wasn't anything offensive to me with regards to what you said, because a lot of times Native country is misunderstood, but the way you brought the truth out of the situation really brought light to not just myself, but a lot of other comedians too, Native American comedians that are because right now in the outlet of Native Americans rising to the top, not just in government, but we're rising to the top in the media world, in the film industry, as well as the comedian industry, as well as the fashion industry. And that's really a big thing right now in Indian country. And I just thought, you know what, it's going to be cool to go actually see somebody that's not a Native American, that's Indian, but the way that you stated it was just you know what, listen, I don't want you to be removed from your land. You know what I'm saying? It was classic. It was classic, and it was dope. Because if it was a Native American that said the same thing as well, there wouldn't be no reason for anyone being offended. And that's what's so sad about the situation, was that, people don't really understand your type of I guess you're just the type of comedian that you are, is that you can bring light to situations that we don't have a platform to do that on. And that's exactly what you did. And it was the best. Everyone that I've
Good.
shared it with has been loving it.
Thank you very much. Here I was thinking that I had some Native American curse on me, and that everyone was like pissed off that I had said this to somebody. But I'm glad at least some part of Indian country is actually happy that I said what I said and how I said it, because it was, again, all in good fun, you know. And if you want a chance, here's your chance to say something about my kind of Indian. If you feel free, the board is yours.
I mean, you know what? Like, you know, I love it because you know what? Like a long time ago, my grandma used to say, you know what? We dark skinned people, we got to stick together. And that's just how it is. It just doesn't matter about we have to look past our hurts and where we've come from as Indian people, but we got to look at the platform that people open up for us. And that's a door that you opened up for a lot of us that a lot of people don't understand that, but a lot of people was like, damn, that's the truth. You know, I mean,
well, thank you.
Of all places.
Thank you, man. I mean, here, you know, that's the problem with natives. Y'all are too nice. Someone gives you an opportunity, you take it. You should take it. Seize that shit, man. Be racist.
We have to. And whenever somebody, like what you said, what you did is the truth. It's just like, listen, you're drunk. You're David Bareshield that's over here on the side by the green room. You're drunk. Number one, and that's what people always think about Native Americans. Number one is that we are the alcoholics of the century, but at the same time, you're like, listen, David, listen, I'm trying to tell you right now that you need to chill, because if not, they're going to take you off the land that was given to you again. And I mean,
I'm glad.
That's how it all just unraveled. And you know, when I share it with a lot of the Native Americans that are in Indian country, they're like, man, when is he coming to our tribal casinos? When's he coming to Oklahoma? When's he coming to New Mexico? You know, in those types of areas. And if I was offended, I wouldn't have gifted you something that is very priceless to us. That is from the Crow tribe. And I just felt like it was my duty, just because of I've heard you on so many different levels, on so many different things. I you know, remember the things that the battles that you've gone through too, to, you know, being removed from stages and the things that you said. And that's what you call a trailblazer. And not too many people can do that.
Thank you very much, man. And explain this to me, because I've been wearing it when my wife and I have Indian sex. I play Pocahontas.
You know what?
She's John Smith.
That is what you call a medallion, and those are usually given to like people that are in different areas. That is a Crow medallion that comes from the Crow Indian Reservation of Montana, and that's where, like, the necklace that I'm wearing right now is elk teeth, and that what you're wearing is fully beaded. It's got the Native American bones on there, and it just is a gift that some people wear. It's a necklace that's given to someone, and usually they're given to people that are of high honor. You know, you give
Thank you.
people. That's just the way our people are. I'm Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Kiowa from Oklahoma, but I was adopted into the Crow tribe of Montana, and so it was just my duty to give that to you. And it was just, you know, because of the work that you've done. And you know, who gives a damn if I was drinking and crazy as hell? I was so excited to see you, I couldn't even contain myself, to be honest.
You had a great time. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. No, I do wear this medallion. I bring this medallion everywhere. It's brought me nothing but good luck. Awesome. Unfortunately, not at the casinos. You know, I can't gamble with it. It hasn't gone well.
You got to go to the right ones. You got to go to the right ones for sure.
Speaking of casinos, and I say casinos because that's how I bring up this medallion in one of my jokes. I'm not sure if you know that you are the inspiration behind the Larry Bareshield joke. I'm not sure if you know that joke at all.
I heard a little bit of it, but you can tell me it. Tell me it again.
It's a joke about how I met a Native American. I combine all of my Native American bits into one bit. It's a joke about how I met a Native American named Larry Bareshield. I didn't want to use your name at the time. And how we got drunk together and we played a game called Take Shots and Be Racist.
Oh, and,
yes. Yes. And we go back and forth. and I end up the joke. The punchline of the joke is that you know I buy all these drinks and you leave me with the bill, um, and so you won. But at the end of that, you gave me this medallion, and I wear it to the casino. And that's like
So
I'm
cool.
doing the joke. Miss Justice will play the joke when I put this on the internet, whatever. But you were the inspiration for that joke, and I just want you to know that.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yes,
I
thank you for
appreciate
that.
it.
Thank you for this gift. What is the etymology of bear shield?
My last name, I'm from the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Kiowa tribes of Oklahoma. So those tribes are a part of the 39 tribes that are in Oklahoma because there's 39 Native American tribes and there's a total of about 500 plus in the United States. And so my last name is Bareshield, which comes from our original names from the Cheyenne tribe. And then my middle name is Bear Bow, which is an Arapaho side of our name as well. And so, and then the government gave me David, I guess. That's just how it is. But, this, they gave us cheese and gave me my name, David. So I'm like,
The
hey,
white man will make his imprint one way or the other,
one way or the other, one way or the other. And that's where it all comes from. And I've just been, I've been looking at different outlets to really just, the things that you do is just amazing. I can't even tell you. It's just cool. I love it.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
I'm TikTok and liking your shit every night before I go to bed with everything else. When I'm sitting here sharing your shit with all people across Indian country, and then you'll come up with Larry Bareshield, and then I'm like sharing that to everybody, and they're like, "I can't believe he called you Larry Bareshield."
I had to, man. I had to just to protect the names of the drunk and innocent.
Oh God, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, there's never been a night that I had so much fun with your Indian people that night of Tacoma. I'll tell you
Hell
that.
yeah, dog. I'm coming. I'm gonna be in Oklahoma City and Tulsa in August. So tell your people.
Oh shit, for real.
Yes, sir. And obviously,
When,
you're welcome to come as well.
oh my God, what day are you going to be there? Because that's when our largest Native American powwow is.
Oh wow. I'll be there August 7th in Oklahoma City, and then August 8th and 9th in Tulsa.
Oh my God, that's right around the same time. That's
Oh
going to be
man,
crazy. I'm going to so
it'll
be
be. I'm gonna do a rain dance to bring all you Indians out, man. It's gonna
there.
be
It's going to
fucking
be
awesome.
crazy. I'm going to invite a shitload of people that night. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Hell
that's going
yeah.
to be shit for it to be like the best ever. Because the people that I shared that with were all my family back home because I live in Albuquerque because I live in New Mexico. But it was just like people were like, hey, this dude named Nimesh Patel, it sounds like he's like you're the hackler in the back of the damn comedy thing. And then he like totally protects you from getting kicked out of there. And I was like, I was like, when? And they're like, check it out. And I was like, so I looked at the video and I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh my
You didn't even realize. Oh,
I didn't even realize that it was on there yet. You had already shared it with me on Instagram. So I was sitting there thinking, damn it. And then I was like, hell, I was like, I had fucking fun. I had like the lady chairman of the tribe with me that night. I had
you were a
like
celeb, man.
all of us was lit by the time we got there. I mean, it was just crazy. And then it didn't help anything any better that the chairman's wife knew like the people that like are there. So they gave us like some wine and shit. And we turned into the winos of the year. But it was
Hell
brilliant.
yeah, dude. I can tell you, every time I do a show and that there's natives in the crowd, they've seen the bit, they know both of those clips. They know the take shots and be racist clip, and they know of David Bareshield, the guy that was told to not be too lit, otherwise his land would be taken from him. Like those two bits resonate with the Indian community at levels you don't understand. It's awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for that moment, man. I really relish that time.
It was just one of the best opportunities ever. I just felt like I was in celebrity status. I didn't know how to contain myself, and then got some awesome pictures. Got to give you a gift. It was just you opened up some amazing doors for people in that Northwest Pacific area. That was some badass shit for sure. I think
Hell
that
yeah, man.
the things that you're doing are just amazing. Just keep it up. I can't wait to see you in Oklahoma City because
Please.
that's what I've been trying to tell people here in Albuquerque. Bring him to Albuquerque. Bring him to Oklahoma City. We want to get you connected with some of our native comedians that are like the shit. You think that we were crazy that night? You haven't seen native country comedians come to the table.
If you want to DM me, recommend me some. I'm happy to give them some light when I'm in those places. Well, David, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I hope to see you in Oklahoma or Tulsa. Send your people.
Yes, I'm super excited. I'll let you know when I get there. Hook me up with some VIP stuff. I'll be on.
I got you for sure, brother. Thank you, man. Take care.
You guys are amazing. We'll talk to you soon.